Everybody, welcome back to another video. In this video, it's just going to be me and Ambush running some hives, trying to get some gear for my Captain America build. Remember, if you are thinking about subscribing to the channel, it's a great time to subscribe to the channel because the challenge video does go out live in another 2 days. Yeah, so make sure you get subscribed before then. Make me run as many laps as possible. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy the video. Do step out. Not giving this game any thing for like what they've been doing. Like I don't agree with how they've like not been able to fix it. I mean, they have done a lot. I can't say they haven't done nothing. They fixed a lot, but there's definitely still a lot wrong with it that needs to be fixed.
It just seems so in a weird place, like, to be honest. Like,
well, it's in a place that it can sway either way. Like it can become really good, or it can, well, just not have nothing happen to it and pretty much fail. And it really depends on what they're all going to do with this thing. Like, a lot for me is going to come down to that raid, how that's going to perform.
So my problem right now is the game doesn't feel like an MMO at all. It doesn't feel like an RPG much, really, even.
But did Destiny really feel like an MMO? Not really.
No, but
it was
Destiny
sort of in its own type of thing.
Like, yeah, but Destiny wasn't as like this game literally takes the same enemies, the same like 3 floor levels, and makes you do them over and over and over and over and over and over again. At least Destiny had like different planets you went to, different areas, different zones, different strikes, and then eventually, of course, as we talked about the raid coming out like a week and a half later after launch, you had a raid that was like one of the best raids I think I've ever played in my life.
Yeah.
Like, that game had a lot going, but this game don't got a raid yet. We playing the same enemies all day.
Well, I don't like the whole hive thing. The whole hive aspect is really stupid. Like, literally 60-something floors for a mega hive, and you have to sit there by yourself and run them. That really aggravates me, but
there's also no open world at all. At least Destiny had like their little planets. You could run into new people doing like stuff on the planet, right? Like they could be farming whatever it is, that spindle, whatever. I'm dead. I'm just dead.
Yeah, they well, I mean, they do have a little bit, like on the bigger maps, you have a little bit of an open range, but it's not enough to actually.
No, but you can't. Yeah, but you can't meet new people. Is the point, though.
No.
There's no way you're gonna ever.
Well, honestly, you barely ever met new people on you know what either. Like you can't.
Well, you would see them. You just didn't interact with them. Is the problem.
You could see them, but again, I barely ever seen people. It was very rare that you actually ran into somebody.
Oh, get dodged by Thor, you stupid stiletto.
But no, I mean, like I said, I don't mind how this game is set up. It's if it has good, like, content, and right now it doesn't have good in-game content, which is, I don't understand why games bring out all this stuff and don't think about the in-game. Because, like, that's literally, like, you have, like, what, a week, and then you have most of your people on in-game.
Yeah, it needs a lot of work. Like, I mean, I'm just being honest with it. Like, I love the concept, and I love the idea, and I love where it could go, but kind of disappointed with what they're doing here. Like, they have so much potential here to do so much more, and they're not doing it. And I just don't get it why, like, you know. That's where I'm at with it. Like, I'm just like, why? Why are you guys not doing your job? Like, I don't get what this is. Like, is it MMO? Is it not? Like, I don't know what this is. It's definitely not an MMO. It barely classifies as an RPG, maybe. And then it's, you know, it's not multiplayer.
Yeah.
Really.
I don't know if it was ever really trying to be like an MMO. Like, I don't think there was ever that brought out that it was supposed to be an MMO.
So they bumped you up to captain
like,
right away.
I don't know.
I just don't know what it's supposed to be.
Why not? You didn't
No.
know.
Like, it's like, here, play your character,
okay,
and then
I'll give you that.
yeah, you go sit in an elevator all day.
And to farm your gear, yeah, go friggin' spend 90% of your time in an elevator going through floors of enemies. which I'm fine with. I'm fine with. I'm fine with farming, but you gotta have other content. Like, come on, like, you first release a 14 tier hive, okay, that's solo player, and then you release a 60 friggin' 2 tier hive, that's solo player as well. What the frig is this? Your in-game content that you said was gonna be like diverse, even off the like beginning, because you're gonna have so many different things people can do. Yeah, okay, there's a bunch of things you can do, but it's all the exact same thing. Literally, the only way to farm in-game gear is elite hives, which is hives. Your friggin' solo player 14 hive, which again is a hive, 14 floors. And your mega hive, which is again a hive with 60-something floors.
Yeah.
So your diversity of in-game content, oh, you have 3 different things, yeah, that's a lot for a beginning of a game, but they're all the exact same thing. You can't say they're different. They're just different amount of floors.
They are the same thing. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like,
You might as well just say there's one thing. Yeah, we have one thing you guys can do, is hive. That's what's going to be at the beginning of the game.
Yeah. Like, my problem, so, like, as much as, like, for the record, I really love Avengers, I love Marvel, I love characters, I love everything about the idea, right? But I'm also not going to be under the illusion of, like, I'm like that super rebel guy, can't stand him, because all he does is, like, he's like, oh, this game is great. Okay, I couldn't do anything about that rip. That Adaptoid did the, like, a bubble around him, and, like, stunned me, and knocked me backwards, and then a little ad punched me.
What?
I freaking wrecked. But, like, he's, like, the super rebel guy, right? He's just like, oh, this game is so great. I love how the developers are doing this. And, like, the developers aren't doing anything, buddy. You're lying to your whole YouTube community about a game, and you're saying how great it is. It's not. You're just lying to them.
They're doing
The game is in
some,
a bad
but they're not.
state.
They're not doing enough.
No, it could get better, like 100%. Like they've done some good changes. It's just, you know, they've done changes that, like, in my opinion, sorry if I'm yelling. I think my audio is turned up for Apex. To be honest with you, I think
Oh yeah.
the thing's a little loud. Barely hearing myself. Anyways, but like they've done some stuff, right? Let's be honest. Okay, I'm gonna die. Holy smokes. Thor cannot dodge. Lick. But they done some things, but like he's under the delusion, and then he even made a video, like, about people that saying like, look, bro, buddy, like, you know, you keep just yes-manning this game, and it's in a bad way. Like, you don't ever say anything bad about it. He's like, oh well, I just want to be hopeful and happy and cheery. It's like, okay, but you're like a newsreel, you know. You're not being honest with the people at all. Like, you know. So, like, there's a lot of people that were mad about him, and even then when he made this video trying to diss the game some, he couldn't even do it. He's just such a yes man. What a sheep. Like, you gotta be able to put information out there saying, hey, look, fix your game so that it gets the help that it needs. It needs help,
Yeah.
you know? People that just yes man like that is not the case. Like, so for me, I love this game. I want to see it succeed. It's not like a game where I hate, you know? Like, there's certain games that I don't like.
No.
Let's think,
This
see if I
is,
can think of a
it's
game.
fun. It was really fun for the first, like, 3 weeks that we played it. I mean, other than the bugs that was doing it, it was
Yeah.
pretty fun. I enjoyed playing it. Now it's just so repetitive, and I understand games like this are going to be repetitive, but, like, it's repetitive to the point of, like, oh my goodness, I don't want to run the exact same mission 950 times.
Yeah.
And, like, the thing that really aggravates me is that it's like, oh yeah, it's diversity. You have 3 different things to run that are the exact same thing. And we're going to make 2 of them not even multiplayer.
Yep. And 2 of the most ones that 2 of the ones that probably should be multiplayer.
Like, if they wanted to put that 14 tier hive into the game for solo, okay, whatever. But at least make it some way that you can still get exotic gear running with people. Because I would run mega hives. I'd run them every single week with, like, if me and you wanted to get on once a week and run them, it'd be way funner than both of us sitting there running them solo and talking to each other about our hardships in the game.
Right. There are health glitches and lags and bugs and... Boy, two-step, I hope I don't get bugged out.
Like,
How are you doing?
Even this, like, this isn't bad. I mean, I'm still not a huge fan of just running these floors over and over again. But if you had someone to play with, Yeah, it makes it
It's
doable.
better. It's better, yeah.
But running alone for that many floors is just like, oh my goodness. Someone stop me.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Like, the game has potential. We'll see. I mean,
Like I said, it's gonna come down to that raid. If that raid is good, I'll stick with the game because that means they'll at least be putting out more raids that are gonna be good, and I'll want to play the raids. And like they've already promised characters coming out, which I'm a big fan of. Getting new characters, playing them, leveling them up, seeing what they can do. That's fun. If raids are good and they're actually like good enough to be like, I could play this raid over and over again and still have fun with it, like the Destiny raid. Definitely, this game has a lot of potential.
The enemies have been defeated.
It has potential already. It's just the developers are idiots.
Well, they're taking a long time to get stuff out. Like
A long time.
a month.
Long time.
Month should be the longest you should have to wait to get some
This is
extra
a
in
live
game.
service game, and they're treating it like oh yeah, what a year later we'll do an update. Like they're treating it like a single player Skyrim game, like it's Skyrim or something. And I'm like, don't worry guys, we'll do an like a DLC a year later, and then we'll give you a small update to fix some other little issues with it a year later. Like that's what they're treating it like. Bro, this is a live service video game, brother. That means you need to have a patch every week, brother. That's what that means. Live service.
Well, I mean, they do have a patch every week. It's just small little fixes that they put up.
Yeah, well, they don't. They do now. They didn't. They needed that back in day one. Like, if they had to fix the cosmetic issue, I'd have been not as pissed with them, for sure. They took my cosmetics away, locked them, and then when they finally make an update, like, what was it, 2-3 weeks later, they're like, yeah, if it happened to you, we can't help you. You're gonna have to stay there for a minute, and then wait another week or two. Like, what on earth?
Well, the thing that really, it's, oh, okay, I'll take out these guys. The thing that gets to me is that they're, like, I've been playing the game now pretty consistently for, like, whatever it's been now, a little over a month that the game's been out. Yet I'm starting to get bored of the game.
I'm actually surprised with your commitment. Because, like, you've been committed, like, hardcore to it. Or whenever you get on. Which is good. Which I kind of feel like your commitment's a little bit more to the YouTube thing than it is the actual game.
Well, it isn't. I'm starting to now get, like, obviously I'm not going to play a game if I'm not going to enjoy it. Like, that's just, I'm not going to do that. So I am enjoying it. Like, to a point, I should say. But it's now getting to the point after about a month that it's, I don't know, it's just getting, it's starting to get boring. Like, I'd rather go over and jump on something else. So they need to release some new content. And also, I mean, me running, like, I probably ran the Mega Hive every single week. And I've run that friggin' 14 tier hive. I don't even want to know how many times I've run that thing. Like,
same. I gave up. Like, I ran it. Well, with the exception of last week, I had ran it like twice a day. Once on hard mode, once on easy, like on normal. Or two.
Yeah, like there were some days that I ran it like 3 times a day, 4 times a day. I grinded forever trying to get something. And I still have not got an exotic piece of gear.
Yeah, I hate to burst your bubble. It's not worth it. It really is not. Exotic sucks.
Well, I've seen some good exotics though, like some pretty decent exotics that I want to get, and I just want to get one just to say, oh yeah, I got an exotic after all my friggin' grinding. I at least have one exotic.
Yeah.
Yet I have grinded and grinded in nothing. And I'm sure there's probably a lot of people out there that's in the exact same boat.
I'm surprised I even got one, to be honest with you. It's not the one I wanted for sure.
No, I'd even be happy with just getting one, just so I can prove that I can actually get one.
You can, because I didn't think I was gonna get one. I got one, so it's possible.
But I mean, like, it's the whole point of time invested. I've got to be up near 100 hours into this game. Like, I've invested, maybe not 100 hours, but
probably more than me.
I've invested so much time into this game, and it's like, nah, you ain't even gonna have an exotic yet. If I invested half the time in any other game that was somewhat like this, I would have some amazing gear right now.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I don't have good gear. Like, I still have good enough gear to make builds that can beat through any content, which I mean, not saying much with this game. This game's content is not that hard. But
This content's designed for 6-year-olds. Right? Straight up.
I still would like to be like, oh hey, you've put in this much time. You should be guaranteed a exotic or something along the lines, like, you know.
Well, that's
the whole
That's the problem
I
with
don't
the-
mind the whole like randomness. I mind it a little bit, but there should
I
definitely
mind
be ways to guarantee you. You know, if you run the 14 tier hive 10 times, it's a guaranteed drop on your 10th time, or something like that, so that people that's actually investing a ton of time in this game can actually have better gear. Like, literally, someone that literally just started the game and put like 10 hours into this game could have better gear than I do.
Yeah, I tell you right now, if you told me I had to do the 14 layer hive 10 times for an example, I wouldn't do it.
Well, no,
If
but I mean, you
someone-
had the chance to drop it on every time, but you were guaranteed. Like, the 10th time, you were like, it's happening.
Yeah. I think, to be honest with you, as much as you need exotics, I think it should be like a 50-50 chance on it, on a complete.
Or just a way better drop rate than what there is right now. I just don't like the whole thing of that. I've invested probably, like 70 hours plus into this game. And literally someone that comes in and invests 10 hours into this game
So,
could have better gear than I do.
again, that goes along with what I had a problem with ESO, making things way too easy for people. Like the Maelstrom stuff, and like, I had
And
to
like,
get good and like.
and that's why
farm
I'm hoping that they make this raid hard, first of all, and it guarantees you different gear than what you can pull anywhere else. That for me will be like, okay, now the people that actually invest the time in, and I'm not against people that just want to put some time into a game and still have good enough gear to build a play. Not against that. What I'm against is people that do invest a ton of time into the game. Literally, you can put 0 hours into the game and be just as good as them.
Yeah.
The game's got to have a equal balance of people that want to put time into the game and people that just don't.
Well, the gear's not. I'll tell you why the gear's not balanced. Okay, this is why the gear's not balanced, is because everything is based on straight up. Oh gosh, I'm gonna. Everything's based on the idea that, okay, we are gonna give exotic gear and it's gonna be better than normal gear, but it's because it's perks. Its perks are better. What the heck? Like, why is it because of the perks? Everybody knows that this game's built upon attributes. It's not built upon perks. It's built upon your, like, valor.
Well, they
precision,
did boost that,
all-
so they boosted the exotics. That
Yeah, but
they should have a better.
They do, but they're not the right ones. Like, it gives
Well,
me
no,
shitty
it's
traits,
again,
like,
it's a random trait.
Yeah, so that's garbage. Like, you need to build it around. You need to make it something valuable that somebody wants. Like, I don't. If like, I already got a piece of it, and I guarantee you, I would never farm again for another exotic. Don't want it. They're garbage. And especially if it's gonna give me like defensive ones, you know.
Well, no, I mean, I've looked at a bunch for Hulk, like a bunch of the ones that can be pulled, and literally out of all of them, one of them I would probably actually use on Hulk.
Security network.
Yeah, but like, how long do you gotta go to? Like, it's hard enough to get an exotic, and then you gotta go. And once you finally do pull one, you gotta pull like 8 of them to get the one you want. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You know? Like, it's just, I don't know.
I understand this is a grindy game, but there's a point to being grindy, and then there's a point to being just like
Grindy.
greedy, like not giving the players anything.
Yeah, there's a point when it's like grinding, because like ESO, you grind for a helmet that you're guaranteed at the end, and you're just trying to get the right trait. This one here, you're grinding things that you don't even know if it'll ever show up,
Yeah,
and let
like
alone show up in the right state.
I guess we use ESO as a thing. Like, I've grinded that 14 tier hive, I would have to say probably 20-ish times.
Let me turn my volume down.
So if I grinded that thing 20 times, if I went onto ESO and I was like, I want this piece of gear, and first of all, you can pick the piece of gear that you actually want. Would I be able to get it in 20 drops, like in 20 times of running that thing?
Probably.
Probably. More than likely, yeah. I'd probably have quite a few of them, and probably in the exact trait that I wanted it.
I'll give ESO a little thumbs up here on something. To be honest, in that area, they did make the transmutation station, which means that you can
change
get
stuff.
it, and if you don't get it within that 20 times, which you probably will, you can actually earn the materials through doing content to change that and you know, get it the way you want it, which I think is fair, especially when you got more than one character. You got like 9 characters. That's
yeah. They should add something like that into here. If you've put in that much time, you should be able to have an exotic. I should be able to have an exotic, and I might be being selfish, but I think with the amount of time that I've put into this game, I should have an exotic.
Yeah, I think I should have 10. Well, I've done. And you've done more than me probably, but I think I should be awarded 10. That's the way I feel. At least just, you know, especially if it's random. Like I need to be able to see some fruit from my efforts here.
Well, that's what it's all about with games like this. You have to be able to see what you've invested this much time into a game. What have I gotten from it?
Nothing.
Well, I mean, not really a whole lot.
I got a hell of a good purple gear that, you know.
Yeah, I got some friggin' badass purple gear that's friggin' OP.
So basically the best way I can describe what this game is right now is it's the worst loot system from Destiny that they had. Like, with the thing that I hated about Destiny's loot system, they have that in here. That's the way they run it. And then the worst, basically, mix match without the life fixes that ESO had. Like when it was in a bad state. They have that in here. It's like just they took the worst elements of loot dropping and loot gear and like everything and decided that that's what they're gonna run with in this game. Like, yeah, that's the one, guys, we're gonna do. Yeah, we're gonna make it so that this is how this game like runs. I don't know. I don't get it.
Well, I've never been a huge fan of random loot games, which I mean I understand that they're
I think it's
up
fine
there.
To have some random, but like not.
It's fine to be some random, but it's just the reason I don't like it is because, like I said, literally a guy that's come in here and played 10 hours can have the exact same loot that I have. Will they? Well, probably not, but they can pull better loot than me.
It's silly, dude. Like,